Alhagie Suwareh, and our distinguished guests headed by Alhagie Suwareh. We welcome you to this important meeting at the party leader's office, Pipeline. It's a very important meeting, and we have the singular honor to welcome you and your team for seeing the truth, for ready to rescue this country. First, we had it as a rumor, but we thought it was just a verbal endorsement. But today, we witness a milestone in the history of our party to come and endorse Alhagie Ousainu Darboe as the flag bearer of United Democratic Party 2026 presidential election of the Gambia. And I hope others will follow suit. But without wasting much time, I want to give the youth president an opportunity to give remarks.
Central Party, Honorable Saho, Your Excellency the Party Leader, and former Finance Minister, as well as the National Treasurer of the entire UDP executives. We thank you, Honorable Alhagie Suwareh, with your entire members or membership for taking this opportunity to come and grace an occasion or come and endorse a party like the United Democratic Party on the principles of good governance and the policy alignment that you have, check up upon yourself to know UDP is the party to be endorsing for these upcoming presidential elections. So instead I should be giving a remark, but instead of a remark, is to moderate the program and give an opportunity to you and your team to show us the reasons exactly for coming to endorse the United Democratic Party. First of all, we would like to have an introduction from your side for us to be able to know exactly your team that is participating here for attending this important occasion. So, Honorable Alhagie, thank you very much. We are glad and definitely appreciate this step you have taken. Before we waste more time, we would like to hand over the mic to your team to introduce themselves. Then from there, we start the conversation. Thank you so much.
So, before I proceed anywhere, I think it's necessary to have a comment or some comment about Honorable Suleiman Saho. Suleiman is a catalyst which has magnetic force to attract people towards UDP. With regards to national interest, Suleiman did a lot of efforts and negotiations to ensure that Alhagie Suwareh dropped his political ambitions as a political party. Lots of efforts to have been made by him, and finally he was succeeded to winning. So that's a great win. It's a great win and a great victory for UDP and the nation at large. I thank you very much for that process. Well, back to the story. Fellow Gambians, the nation was messed under the dictatorship 1996. Everybody, we are all aware of that. Based on philosophical aspirations and brilliant calculation, UDP erupted a mission to ensure that democracy is restored in this country. They risked their lives to face the challenges of torture to death. They risked their lives to face the challenges of maltreatment and the tortures in the prisons. They risked their lives to ensure that they were arrested and humiliated publicly or even in front of their family members. They risk their lives to become refugees in foreign countries. UDP spent their money and properties to ensure that the mission was accomplished. Finally, UDP restored democracy in the Gambia 2016. Yes, hazards of dictatorship affected so many people or so many other Gambians along the way. That's true. But UDP was the root cause and the founding father of restoring system democracy in the Gambia 2016. So they need to be compensated. They need to be compensated by the Gambians. They did a great job for the Gambians. For that being the case, they need to be compensated. I repeat. Again, the nation is in a mess under the umbrella of, under the democratic umbrella, thereby facing challenges of economic crisis every day. But the laconic story here is our president stands strongly on the economic crisis to impoverish the nation and injected every citizen with poverty. By doing so, it stands at the best opportunity to offer the victims with invaluable amount of money and get their votes. This destroys our nation and the futures of generations to come. It destroys our nation and the futures of generations to come. Because why? People were voting, or they are voting without calculating to develop the nation. They vote against their wills. The only solution to this is to get the economical independence of our nation. Hope everybody understands that. By getting the economical of our nation, independent of our nation, that will solve the problem. But how do we get the economic independence of our nation? The first apparatus we need required to get the economical independence of our nation is unification and collective efforts. That's the first tool we use to ensure that the economical independence is really established in the Gambia. Beyond that, we require to produce tangible theoretical plans for the process, and not mere political thoughts. Therefore, I humbly investigated to diagnose the problems and solution to the problems in the Gambia. Excuse me, please. I humbly diagnosed to, know the problems and solution to the problems in the Gambia. Eventually, I produced this book as the solution. Probably, I'm going to leave everything here today. So, getting this book is a great victory for the whole nation, because I believe that this book is the solution to all the problems in the country here. Based on these facts, I rejected the notion that Gambia is a poor country. And based on the same reason, I rejected the notion that Gambia is a tax-based country. I don't believe it. Yes, A lot of problems were discovered during the investigation. But 6 major ones have been identified as our targets to get the economic independence of the Gambia and develop the nation progressively. From this book, we identify the appropriate methods and procedures to ensure that hunger is eradicated in the Gambia. From this book, methods and procedures have been identified to solidify our national economy, but not imposing high rate of tax on poor people as means of improving the economy. I repeat, appropriate methods and procedures have been identified in this book so that we can solidify our national economy rather than imposing high rate of tax on poor people as means of improving the economy. 3. Appropriate methods and procedures have been identified to standardize free quality education in the Gambia and ensure that every Gambian is graduated with something to live on. Every Gambian must graduate with something to live on. 4. Appropriate methods and procedures have been identified to produce Gambians as scientists, philosophers, creative thinkers who will have mandate to formulate and produce or manufacture prescribed medicines in Gambia. They will have mandate to process, they will have mandate to design and produce different types of domesticated materials in the Gambia, etc., etc. 5. Appropriate methods and procedures have been identified to create job opportunities with attractive salaries or wages and retain Gambians to work in their home country. Finally, for the 6th one, there must be personal security and protection for everybody in the streets and even at home. These are the facts. There are a lot of, but these are the major facts we have been identified as the solution. Fellow Gambians, economic independence is the quest and the most trouble of our nation. Secondly, this book serves as the solution. So, as a form of compensation, I'm here today, and I will humbly call every Gambian, especially the political leaders, to join with me, please, and endorse UDP to lead the economic independence of our nation. I repeat, based on the facts in this book, we should join together as Gambians and compensate UDP to lead this economic independence of a nation 2026. Fellow Gambians, 2026 is not a moment to love or hate UDP, but let me repeat this statement. It's not a 2026 is not a moment to hate or love UDP. It is a moment to compensate UDP and get our economic independence. In addition to that, it is a moment to compensate UDP and emancipate the nation from hunger and poverty. Well, based on national interests, if there is anybody with better solution to these problems in the country than mine, you are welcome to challenge me and prove me wrong. If otherwise, any political ambitions against this will be a fake and a matter of deceiving Gambians. I repeat, based on national interest, if there is anybody with better solutions to the problems in the country, better than mine, you are humbly welcome to challenge me and prove me wrong. Otherwise, any political ambitions against this will be a fake and a matter of deceiving Gambians. I thank you all. Now, His Excellency Honorable Ousainu Darboe, Honorable Ahmad Saleh, Honorable Ola the Lion, Chairman Sao, the Deputy Secretary General, Ajam Seka, Zainabu Bafonam Forest Manager exactly, Alhagie Suwareh, National Youth President, Honorable Miss Honorable Laliman Mbakondonabake. Well, you come down for young. Suleiman Mujatol, Suleiman Saho. Latter call Jatolaba. UDP Ablamena, one mistake, I did not a mistake. So Suleiman do Balatan Takama, Brabur no Kul Kalama. I have many efforts to try Kajako, Membulunga Jolong, Ulam Kapatio Law, Konya Jolong Yana la UDP Kanga Banko Bond. I don't make a Kukarola Bari, another Kanye. When Kanyo Manke ko UDP da Malam Bari Banko Bere Kanye. Baring Slemania Lomunabembulu. Badu no bukola bondi bare jani be kuran o jarale kalo no folo munem kuran o mene akos isna kuran o jarano easily Suleiman brabo ran kalama ale ma ko ngani bondi gambi no kuran o fempe nata bijang abejum ko inshallah sha kenno le no banko jara ko ko su anu dron so ran Suleiman an yo bela joko ngajolo adu sha afre ngajolo ne binat le o idea fempe benda bulo adu hanum be sur le sama mbabe sama ni dipikan a month ago, 2026 month ago, UDP kanu wala ka pong. Ani wante. UDP niyola jang kaje ko demokrasi me ya tebulu banko beta deto men ko to le abon ata kola. Ye niyola ye arrest ye bute ko be kala do bote ye dimbal to jang. So finally na kaje ko alhamdulillah de meri no flashu de ne da hade bari asoro. Par sa ye gambe mu ne to le. Brio be. Kukendo jomu kukendo ishimo kombo na kukendo ke a mexo fane ya jo kukendo kana a joani jawyal so ndenga je nyawnya nyama tonya wandi no men ala dindre ndafana minana wodo ke ndafana jor ngodi UDP la ngaje ko be melno mo wala economic independence na sure mbangunga 2026 man ko mbe election fa la pour UDP hay wonde de mba fa la pour banko le ngam fam bondi alalo ko gambe manso jawada de gambe manso ni ka mesole banko be forendi e foradu banko ka banko be forea pour ñu ngam ni election shida isi wul fula dila isi wul sabadila isi 5000 dila pour ñu na hajo ni dunya betiya janni be mo solo ko dola ko do bonde mo be na fala même bokk la wala mo nengal fansoro comme ko ni forea bulo a fewol be mbul janda de fewol be mbul saake no ka banko bonde mo be bo o fi jaade be mo bura yengol batandi forea ni konkola election jure ta 5000 dila 10000 dila yete la dunya ni ha yele dunya ha do be nyane du malbe o to gambe ko no pour nga kanaw ma al nga fero ke be nga kafu UDP ma pati le be jang ndengen tajuno nyawno nyama ifone tajuno mbe na la UDP ka ngaji ko bang koybo banko be ko manke ko yadon ko bira shimedi bo dundula amange bira rishola kada sele tewla president baro shiri mala abe mena la safaro la mudo ani commande oto mosa no le membe ko le Ousainu Darboe kafa kebada min da tan ko kule bi da du ko se kala kun do la kara se tole safa kebada bari kasi miro oro mo ko kebawla o de fero men be yidi di bu ite be mesiri ngene fero men be ya samana ay to fula saba nani fu nga fu kemo ay timma no banko bon ko mala ko mo jam fonni baake ñin kafo gatalen tonya bari kafu jamabe ko ma bayri ko mam pare folo bari Sulemani a made no battle so it's just fun ngaje ko dal at least ngaje ko nga mana nga fudana million monyo allo mo be kede bari nde sonde ko tere no be di buru ni ñin kafu tema momo pare banko be ko yende la kan ni ko fande manson kala UDP kan tere fere te bu foka bon danko do ngapati lo ngata mo letre no malon ko be banko be torokan o tal na banko ala mbale fa banko e mbale fa foye na banko bonde ala la nyoka na banko bonde ala barka ba
I have your point.
This one.
Yeah. One, please.
Gambia must get economical independence. UDP risk their lives, so let's join to compensate them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alhagie Suwareh. Funding charity, me along is action oriented. I jelo ko londo member pour que ñim banko bondi aba kafla UDP ma gambe banko bondi gambe courant ay jaar oto Alhagie Suwareh ni letti mom ba flale ko jarama contenta en sewota ande gambe du membe do gibe kan nim momu yalo patiyele bebul bam fo la fe patiyelola mbal be commande la na nasi tablo kan na gambe le problème o so kono kurma yoro fa ko you cannot have political freedom or political independence without economic independence. So what ni kwame nkrumah la theory be bulu be ton compte jana wala be Alhaji fanam bulu kwame nkrumah la theory babu ni Karl Marx la theory be bulu pour que banko bondi o malam be John Locke lem oto najang be kafu nyoma no theory kafu nyoma neke into practical na banko rescue ka fala diamo ko na nyami yim falam fotatama Mr. Lamin Mane mo be do ko blaje pour que welcome to UDP katandi la ko be kanyanta. So, the member the former finance minister Alhaji Ahmad Sane, a Finance remark, then deputy party
and the party leader control, the deputy, and the executive Molbe, Alhagie Suwareh, assalamu alaikum and welcome. Yemen kiteng yedo ku baleke Gambia ye ni manke fangla do kote ibake kambankole inila na nyol be mba fly welcome ngam blodi nyola bankobe tembo mento amannu ko moma na katanga bondimbe dinko men kono la men ella kuma kanal yen kontan bake UDP within 96 lota tunkung lekan pour Gambia dingle pour Gambia ye momo be Gambia ka bata bonkan ka dictatorship bonkan ka corruption bo banko kan banko mota ka tilindi silala me alonko asimo be nafa UDP values le soto amanke patiti me alonko benna kunkilin na fali nyenena iti yo recognize le yalo UDP tata silo menna e batal men ke torol men ke man torol men be lata ka kabolla pirola kabo soronla kabo fala wol beketa moka me atari wo beketa ni patio kan amanke because e laftay kunkilin na falla kabo patile dala katafu ala la supporter be ba ke kan pour bankole so bi nite nata e kafta molma mbe mbulo di nyola ngalon na banko be alhalo men to lafta bondila e yi banko do ko bale keten ambe jayla mbe ko during 1996 were values men UDP ya muta e Alhagie Ousainu Darboe ya muta abukata yafo bi nyinam sama dandanno kunu nyino isala diamol bejube sanji tan saba amange moti menka filala diamol konon abukata yafo bi sama nyin because na kuome muta anala nomanyol ajayam sekanyol kanala executive all mel be lota patiyoy be ku kilin le muta ka Gambia bondi Gambia be alhalo mento nimbanku dil mallo to babolte wala bantala yana bonde bulude adu wolketa ya jammeti UDP lotale simflola ya kata ene mo kendol ya kata fo democracy sabatita nimbanko so min democracy sabatita mobe keta fansun tati biya mobe siaring patiol be siaring jamanya nata kunun nale ete yo kunun ne nati e hakilo tamandi yalon ko mun adu ka UDP support wo mo banku do ko lete imanna Alhagie Ousainu support imanna ajayam seka support o yafo e mo dole support Suleiman Sa hani ibe banko le de makan bari UDP fanko no ngajele mele values muta birin kunu e bijele bi abi bijele sama fana bari alala daro modol ka sotole e nata hamme femdole kama ni ma soto ibulo malakan e kamuru ko male ko hani nto data nyum ko kono wol manna banku do ko wol be ñu mëna ñu na ay da place ñu no o feññi no e fansun nafa ko UDP ko manke woti nga memuta kunu wole be mbulu bi an wole be mbulu sama Gambia nga wole je mbe wole do ko kan e ko ke korda alfantan ha Moses la wala dulala so nimbi Alhagie Ousainu be UDP nyato e ko akeba yata alhamdulillah mo be kam ne doal alman sula sima yani jata kende so ni ala so sima la ito ko hani bari ala tabe lolele ala ma sula sima yani to sula jata kende katu keba akadulaje dindel buka wajede ngaya jamme jamano jele muneketa anin juso anin kamfa anin konante mol lapila mol fala be mol soron o botaje nennata mbeye wojele wala man sakunda be nyame batala bataka fo mintuma Gambia dum silante nyaayel laba ngam fam bondi nyim bata kono adu moto bola banta yana bondin kande moti nalan fanle be wuranna na values muta nganna tunko muta ko foro ya bijele banko mol illa mo kende ya bijele ilafta men na wolo ila sama ila dimbayal la sama banko ye falling abum dinko men ko no nga bondi je so political party dol mel be kere bisi hakilo tamande ko ni kafuta molma amanke ko inatal Ousainu le sembentu ya doro fe hani Ousainu mun tella do hulal tel lafta men na sama Gambia ye fombesi bulano manga wo bonde na sama. So nyin diamu jama be ko isilanta le ko baroye menke Ousainu be wolekel e fulo bokalare momo yo ke e fele tabaki because baroye menke molla mbeyajel to nya UDP le ya alondi UDP le ya kenda keta president nya bari moni jiko hani ding wati dol ka jika dota abukadi jiko mu fenneti dol bije kullolo abe mabori nama funti lol talon son teldum nga alata nga tambinde ko na be do ko kala nga banko bonde barana ta jiko men tandina ma woni laaje fereng melia sindi bi wala ma a jawoti ka tambi mo bela so min political party dol nsi lahidinin na ko UDP anda Alhagie Ousainu te kela ko baro be nyame ite muliyala ite kilinna ntel bebe parerine ka banko bonde ado hulal be siare mol ni la londo ni la fanal be baka ne UDP tamminde amunta ko be banko do ko lay e lafta banko lay bo bar ni fanal lafta lo lay kilin ite ko be ngabala e fan e damandoro ite le nyanta kela dia ko ya ntel be ala taala mbe nakato kelale ase banko bi UDP la comme 2026 so min dol ba fala ko patiol be kanyantale ka fonga ke coalition otenen yalo wati dol e ke fan nakarle e ka mira e ka modole nakarle bi UDP le be parliament adoyata nya 14 seats nyombe mbulle ko 15 chairmanol bembulu mayor bembulu councilol bembulu ni tel nata tel mahani kilin soto parliament e man kilin soto chairmanol ko dol mahani councilol soto ni ko iteni UDP kanyanta muna wo mu fanna karolti e ma UDP naka because ala mendi UDP la wo bembulle ada be mendi la nasama wo fanambe jigiren ko banko be tarla mol bulle 2026 so melde coalition dadala alle miro yurwandi alle gambia dinla bataje mo wuli junu jolle be kasara kam bakwe na funding kolde mel mu banko la samote na senelal melbe senola e melati yo wafino yeta lopitano to borite je musulbe fala tinto bindul be karam wontanina wati dol nembe tambila silokan 8 o'clock 9 o'clock e ka karam wondinelde ni nyul fomo wolbe sayla wati juma foytel be study kela foybe du kontonna yalo system o nyenga atinyata so alena nim patiol be Alhagie yafo nyame wolle mutonyati be na de ngambulo la nyoka ntel nin na demanding membe siri eteni la demanding yana do fana ina janin 2026 abekela juruma baletin anni ala sonto jurmo nde adam baro burukalal bala ni mansa kunda prom burukalal assalamu alaikum al nimbara
monsieur soto ni wala su do damuda abin da mai na mamuda bige na bundo da abin ya fi shekara firsi gaskiya ko ne da ne da tonto yan mun ke mun fur bada bar sun kin da je ita ko ne injiniyan ne da ne mun da ya da ka mu ko ya ne injiniyan mu da sanno wala da mu injiniyan mu da su ni injiniyan mu da ba su bukata da ne da mu so da kare ko bare ko janta ne da ko ga da bilala ne wannan aka ba mun dole da suwara ko kuma ta da 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 ki ba mu kuma su da mun da da mai jai na la ta jamu ta jabe sai nan ne kan tubate dan mun ma mun na ki ba mu ba sai mun ke kin da ba ta kana ba hormona duniya sabne sai autan Kila kuna yin fonye. Ta ce da dare da. Kuma yin ne ni so na alama min ne na daga ne ne shi ne yin ta taliya ne. Nan ne so da mun yin tinan dan ko sai ma ni ko ce ba ku doga fa ni wati ne yin kana. Ida da hani ko. Ko ni ne ya san ban tan nan. Min won man rob la la man ro. Ita ne ne da ga buru sai. Wala mun ne wakile da burka na kanan dan Suleiman dan ko ni ko kagin ka de konton ga ta dubaki nan ya mu ga dan fa ba ta mo ni ko don min kala nan ben da ben na ga da mu ko mo ko je to ko mo na da ku ma ta ko la fana ani shi alala da ko mun fo ni le ni ala bi de na di janjanta ika mun fo ani wa o ko da mun to na dia no kala ga pun da bu ta mu yesi mbu wa ni ke ndio niko ni UDP ne kama jali nyini ka je kota o ni ko na mu ne na bango de ni wala fana ni mun ya ta ni waje ma mun da fa kun fa da ba ni da yin tiya wa da ran mu ya bu ya fa ni ma fo ne ya bi ne ma din na in ka ta ko ni ko yar ni ne ne ka tiya ne mun da bin ka ta ma wala la Allah da mun la Allah kan mun so da UDP ko fa ko yimma arma ne ko Allah baraka Allah bari ni wala mo kuma yanzu ta mu da fodiyo kono ala gbe si gata mo man so nya kiri tanya kiri yenya kiri ala na tira o ko ngam mo ko kete no na gbe do ni kam de ala baraka
and the UDP government ngani mu unity be so fenkela the voice of diaspora will be heard and they will be part of the governance of this country ko Senegal ñu ya Kenya Ghana ñu they are represented in parliament even at the executive level at the kala only ka for da koloma kenzen wala be kata ko le kala kaje diaspora that are part of our governance so to kama c'est maso na kumandi afna c'est kumandi fay
ka folo ko te di dala na deputy ana konto ngam be konto ka li ka to den di amo ko le ata bulu banke be ka ko no di amo bare ko kontanta Alhagie Suwareh la ko la bake Suwareh me tentu me jayi ya emin ke nyanta wala kala yake ko wala ke kadu Gambia be nyami manya na parti jube la nyanta banko le jera banko be dama do adunta din ko kono la papa weta anun tolle nyanta ka bondi an alfa bay min fasani wabutina bondi nye ne borin constitutional la bondi tol banko dum wala ko nyanta ka bondi oto ete minke alu mari min parti do mi ye fansum parti lo fana yo sela kelimo de ina nan ko funyola banko bondi ko be abe masi bol kon alma ma satellite ma ko aya bonda kon ba Ousainu nimma fayno ka barka wo tije man ko masto me min fala na la executive wala oye kata foi ko ka wala ka winten kunno ngol be ni aje mbe ni fata UDP la na wulu daldo wala sinul no kam ya kata to dol dindol funding kel angana alfal jube bule no kam ko banko mantrata ko kam UDP batata de UDP batata bake ko beke ko yalo yale tolle kam wato ya jamel wato ntebe non Spain before bita UK abari no ablay kañ natan ko to ma walin mo men wato ya jabe ba sangaring akai ko laftale ne ma ko to lo Mariama Cha akai ko alala man sadaka banko la ko kan anin wulu la ko kan aja ko malin jami mi yalon ko waya ne la UDP jami'a ko bele kata amol ki wato na on kulbe atonde NIA sunkuta jam ay ko wala ko kam way min be da UDP kay ko mobula mbe tema ko ku bi jon ko bi je wato kello kana e ka ko to mal kata so ko mo kay ko dal ko e dular mo la sol ko kata ko do collect mol bulol ko isa as dole bo jama isa fa hamba jo ba kanan to safi ato ni to safi ni to funta ya jame ya foto be ka ko ba wala so ton tolbe ngulula la sinono kam anin nga banko le fananci ko abe duri wato mena molle ko bi biring insa fadiya mobe wulite ko be lole ibe fan sun patindi wolle lo do mande ko ka hola nyanta ka fola jama ba ka ko jama ba manje na ka fola do mande ko ka nyole to ni doro to nyaawo obuka na ka oto ete ake nyame dala danel alo mari dol fanam be ajo nyama ale hakilo murundi e to nyaaje e bo seytanu ka to seytan ko la an male ndima nyenke ba al male amendi nya ana no madan ko ale nyame lo ringa ka la hamen ko minti wolom 2026 wi ko wiw ata nga dandang state house so ya no ana ala mo bisi sugo bisi puta jara
campaign manager ako ngina modu ka campaign manager di modu ka organizing secretary so ti adamu almale dema almale wajja inse Mr. Mane Nabil Mane Alhagie welcome kalima dantarna to United Democratic Party the tax ahead
Anna droka na partir da Guarani da petit parti lira ani Musa pour diaspora Alhagie Abaraka for coming to the UDP Abaraka pour kasilo jandi jama bala ko de ko mbe sora jawba da mo ko mbanyim banko ga momo yalon ko nyim banko la nyata wala hati nyim banko la kan wala hati lay mo sabati je diamu tije ko nyam be ka jene na banko kanu na fanka ko momo be jambi bisi fa sapati lono rabe samala min dole banko faram ka kuntu ana baro continue momo na fa donc mo be na nga sine kacha ñoo moy na gambe kanante wala mo ala ñu seen la lon kawde non ko so lay fa ñu di say sanji tan saba do ñu bata ko mala ko la hidol ta gambie yi parti ko la fam te wala hidos tinyala mu ñu na de parti busin wala ñu bata ko tan kadi al se ko ñu bar kunu wuraro bari ndimma do yon ko man from diaspora fa nan wala ko ji ankul be bari sakki ñu watin no na fenne ji ñu ngi ka ya confirm is it true ka mo ne wala ako I was watching some videos mo doji e ka fa Amadou Sane ya lon ka yes na lon ako ñu male ka fi sa former finance minister ta la na treasurer na parti ko di ñew ko mbor ka mo ne I saw a video of him lipa daming ukona be fala be Amadou fekatu to remind you of that. Amadou fekatu sorry to remind you of that. It's painful. Mbar mo nga fanya kuno mfango fon ko de lot ka ko hisala ka bari yalla mo nekkat la ba I have to go to Germany pour kata sojuri keje e batami laka ka ko be wala ko nyumba ko kam ka ko na party leader ya li ko jani ya barama ya o barama do samba ya samba mail tu ka go research for ko ba solo sande ko nyanga follow jube very good there are many cases like that in Bangkok ni le keda no ko mbora be demel ko mbola o fa la nya jor so bot kay wala tina ni ko nyako on kuli kari fonyon den ka ko martam mam fonyon din no ka sen tabu si fonyon din no la me fonyon din ka to tem fonyon din no wartan to parti ko fana be loro jim patio be loro jim banko e na kelo ko ko sa banko le kanandila so ni te lo to ye patio lo fay fana be mo tali ni etano bar ho be banko le batan la hani kabi bar min be ngan symbole ni ko kulum boy la be mo ne kilinati min be ngam banko yi ngam banko to pato na samba be kanal ye kuma kilin fo jang ani ajaay min fo sayen wal fal be al fal si wal non to nyala ala ñu sen gam nata ko parce que yiri bu ko islam min dunta sanji keme ko mata min dunta bi be kanyanta bi dum be kanyanta jam bu campagne manager tala ke so bodi ni la bu campagne manager la sen gam nata mo mo kilin sambana sen so no sera kilinti mo dum yak samana ko te be tanyato andu al falling system no mo bari ba mo islam wala foka islam bi ka ke tadamma kena fa mamma mo woli ti def to dekka ak anyantale ni ifan be wulale katoke islam ko mam may katoke nyami so mo fana mo ela alfa mo UDP ko ta katoke je ifana wuli o katoke tambi alfa kana fa ko na fami ko kanyantale hani ila alfa e même batu islam ko na bita arjana da malabita ni ma bula no ma islam tan jeli fana katoke ina ta arjana ifana wuli katoke ila alfa mo UDP ka bati ifana wuli katoke UDP kono sai alfa e min ke tambi wala to si ba ko kana ba ko te mbom to bi min ma kanandi bi wallahi ta do la ko teki alfa bi so ko ni sa to ko no bi enta ikal de passo de kadi mbayal dañi ni wata mi ko te yalon ikam mo jara ni ital batam bi jara ken ni karande yalla batam bi jete yalon ika kuramo sang yalla batam bi ma ko ka mo ka wandila wala fang so mbe mi mol dan la min 2026 21 sita adama baro yaro ne ko ata yim politiko ka nyim ba ko kan ko dem ata ganje no jam kuti kay wala mu nyin sunyar bambaloti wala mu nyin kartu di mo la banta mo kartu so jang ID card wala mu nyin kata wuli ta million talu te ko kadi mu soller ata mo president yim banko kan amani na UDP NPP so antaja gabe mu soller par kunta yabe be siarim bi abe lolu wala kan kata ganje no la kotike wala mu nyin kunta ya bambaloti bari nak furwoye keno kambe dum bele wulla ka kampeño ke na keloke na UDP don bi banko ñaato na fere ka fo ñum bank ma sakunda e wuli jang ko wulla ñaadi wala mo be carte fay supplementary election na in April mo meta carte ke sojini min man sanyi tan se sur bari rasulullah on the 5th of December ni sanyi tan se sur ta carte ñini min ta tiñata ta ko ta ma ñini dal skeme do ranem min ta filta ay do ñini dal skeme do ranem carte ke so ba wuli dila 2021 ya sunya 2016 to la ngalo da gagnata yes ay jam fay banko be jam fay ni ala yusen tano amadu tano yutla jelno banyaji tade ko ala kuriya mam pare o kuriya la banko la hidota banko le wala fintindi NPP ban sakunda kon to man NPP to fa wala fi barol man sakunda kon so bi ko kuma ke wala no mo meta carte ci ni min masoto min ta filter min ta tiñer ta ta ñini ngale carte o fay mo tege ñu no jam koteke na wala hido diella inshallah suñaro o bantabe andu suñaro la fin 2021 o dantal mi te fulanya nabi kala ka kekelal bari o dantal sain so du kare ga mo be dani al be campagne manager al mo ma ko carte o ni meta carte o fay na gagner mi ko mo ko faal carte yalla la fa min nabi kamol singos fandi afara am be gagner la to gagner fa ka ba carte ma to gagner carte ma to ko gagner e mi yewal ko 2021 ibrahima sila lo ta ko to gagner ta min ke ngalon e min ke fana ngalon o to fulanya na jam ko dem so mi carte ni carte fay na gagner na ro wulindi je banko lo tilen kan ko len be na fa ni wol ten banko be tiñare na be ngawla ñoy baraka baki Alhagie Suwareh alme ñol si ala banko alma moli bule singon no ma ñim banko bo di mara jawo kono alo sele be toka fodna ki ba fana si fo ñondi no ma ayi yamin fu mi han ka be susu di rol fana si fo ñol say ha sami no be jala fana si fo ñondi no mandi ala baraka baki
bele erkode on pour amadou sané yo moy ibe ajiyam se gagnol fele dam so ma katala le do mandi comme nga fo nyami ngamu be kon ton killing le lafta wole fula memu Mr. Alhagie Suwareh la diamoto me alongo di atani wo diamoko wolom ko akole ko 2026 manke sangoti me alongo ye UDP kanu wala ya ko ani banko kanu wala be nati la UDP kanu ala ya lonko UDP meta jam mi lafta UDP la bata fola jam meta la jam fo sama ate banna na belon ko Amadou Sané la ñi fenko nakolik la bin mané ya fo ñami dañu ne la wala fango be sire be télévision no jugli la ya fo ñaaji o ka jolon de nimba ma le be sire ba ma ko tele sa ngi jugli la ko ya ta ba bari o be sa yitan di la ko UDP be lorin dame no ko Amadou fango ya fo ñami be lorin jele be lorin jele sama ko tan man ta ku ñini afta banko dron ye ko adu hani sa banko mambo na mira nun ko banko be bola le 2016 ya fele na dunna kudol ko me ya lonko be wos la dan be dame no o batata e ku do fo fana me ya lonko e ko le ko kana fuari alle la muka mulkan so that is na ye la $2000 $1000 fa ka du libu yesi aliyo wo muta alina to fay wala altia fayla al nyanta do dina dabe wina wini fango ani mo be tora for the next 5 years ite ko no laje aketa le ronga aketa ni sina ko bari nyami ra ko moye ku jama karanne sai kele ka pol be ke ni ala ko amanke no UDP la watoti alafta no ye election o sunya wole do pour mol si bataje yaje foya wato me ya lonko moti fala dia mo la fay telle ba fali adu wo falandiro mu UDP leti alman fenje UDP kono ani ala nyato ko ka me ya lonko ala fonye ali mo ne je Ousainu Darboe la nyato ga yakan me manke to nyati ay na wonati na li wonati si song ga fa ko bundal be yeleri mo be yena lankan narrative do bi jey kamenta ya nati sign foko ha UDP le ka coalition di amul ci ñaan because il aftela ñaato ko doronde londe la Ousainu Darboe barinko pati ba katango ko UDP ala ñaato ko be lori ning ayatara ma foko altel yena lankan ndel be won la ñaadi le ngana la alkan ngan na pati leader tanga jiddi adu man fani aje yakan dugare ala to nya fo ñoye ko ibe wotam bindila tuma wotuma nin coalition diamo nata lafta Gambian soli hakilo tuma ko do baage because narrative politician they are very manipulative ni start ka wodundi tuma wotuma ya foko ha UDP buka song ifele bonta coalition to sol kono because lafta la candidate le bondila bari tel fanan lafta mo be yenade bari ala ya lon tel fanan ti sonna wala ay ko nati al ko UDP man tara to nyaka ila nyato ko man tara to nyaka adu ngajel wallahi inte bena la kan ite menke ni mobe yake yela ideas no so tubabol ya fo nyame 2 years are better than one yela ideas so ila bukol fele Suleiman nate kan i sonta wala ko to nyalo banko ngawole je ngame soto membe nte bulu ngalon ko ada UDP fanam bulu de badi ningan ta ngala ital kan ngasi sikara kacha banko be do kulale mo man song ko le ko hanin te be lo lale te be lafta na parti la that means ne ite kilinda lafta president rot iman song banko la nyato ta iman lafi wala because na jarate ya adu nga bang ye banko le je isa foko hanin te lo la mita la UDP le kan adu ala ya lo mbenga lo muka nyi understand mune atina altina UDP le lankan sonta nya wonya kudol bije fanante sonnala because membe mbulu ja tel UDP ko nga lonne adu ngamira ko Gambian ko ya lonne ka tawle doron marimbe ala dani kan pour mobe sina bundal be yelele ina lankan du kare anga banko je ni wato to because mbenga je banko ka tanya ko bi te falan nata yela ko nata ya landin tel bulu UDP ngalanyo kang yela ideas nati ngeden nala kontanta wala bake because na party leader ikage nyame ngamo nyugo ikafole ko last election yaje mukaka to fa yalla party leader aka rid jamale e contrat ko nati ya dunga bulu abuka keten doronde asa rid jam fa jang so ngalo ko ila nyum buka ba rid jale bake adu ala ila ideas wala ba aba but ulta ko welcome Pamite fanang yela bukole nat. Del fanang pundi suma jang. They are longo lafta di yela le. Ato the little yellow book. Lawyer Darboe speaks with the youths and women of the Gambia. This is the second edition. Kawafile na. Like we are not for dressing tell to the new drone la for election or somebody. But it put it we are going to give you a special book which will be personally autographed by the party leader. Singing Jube is a friend of Mole Fanako, Yana Dosan. Isa read, funding call ni Musol. Nima read no fun, Doya read here. Laughing special presentation Kelly, party leader Sata, I endorse it. From your ideas, Nati, a Fanasala Buko autograph here, I had you. Autograph just like that. Okay. By force. Nimba close lamba fula Suleiman Sako Suleiman Abarakan ila doku nyimma Suleiman mo mole di me ya lon ko fatiyata le amansi la fenna wala dina ko di atani data central badi bi data sensitization ko kilin na di data central badi bu ko kana di abu itel dal nimma Suleiman Sako fo itel man fefo so biri nata ngakili gay ko Suleiman Sako agini kan ka kili wala la san ka fay ko central badi bula jataba Suleiman Mansila Suleiman Mansi Banjul jang ayala constituency bula ji ati lida meta fola ko Suleiman Saho National Assembly ñol be Suleiman Saho le ka fuma woto ma bala constituency to kon Suleiman ngeten tu nge jay ila do ko limal inka Mr. Suwareh inka welcome party ko alon ko naka lañ ko di waxe sax do ko reccu inata jang dalal ak jama ya jube nda patili da be tala nyame de bebe tala nyame yan ni nata dorong mo be ka kontane yel na ñu jik na patili da alma ala ya so sima ya ani jata kendala ni na nyato ko be ani ajiyam seka ni tentu ngi dal ñu ne la dalal jama abaraka baati mo woni pagi na fundi ko fa jall ko mal ganni
konto mbake jenab deputy party leader nuy na la bu baax baax yaay ñep honorable Alhagie Suwareh ni konto mbake eni la delegation be nda dia mote jam pala bake lefta dro pour ke tentule ke jay ya fenne res jang me ya tande ka fay man na dron kana ka bam UDP ko ma wo nya bari ni fero le nata nyamiro to funding ke be ni kata ko menteng yimbanko be fintilale anda be fintilale asatara mote batala kantu dunia ka tamani ferol la dunia bu ka tamani jusola ani sentiment gambe politiko dum ajama e kan telefonin ke le tumiko akamunta ko politiko ba tamande kam fongol la kunkilna kun nafala wala ngala diamo ko la ngak men ka fon kam je bake griya ko dama da 1996 la ida pour 2016 andum wo kono le FLL cross je ina da his excellency di party leader Alhagie do menta kay tandi ko nana tabe menkela akamunta ko dorom ila ferolu e wodolu ye male minen daga fonnike lo dulati ka fonnike so do banko la president yato ka keba so do banko la president yato kam so je ka kew so je na famme nyenta ka tarala wala min ko lon kanju male ba bulo kono la nata taw place do men si mol na faanu kata manki doni ci côté manki ki min do Wala aning the mantra of one term, one mission, annual mantra lenata. So one term, one mission, Uncle Amadi Afale Jam. Niadi Baro Asonta, I knew Bible Masakunda Konola. Andrinya wole man diay katolota airport jane 2017 haklo baka hansai 5 o'clock 2018 5 p.m. dala flight jita ay diamo mendi tentola karola ñine do ko men ke national development plan la NDP ñina fo ifinta kata wa banko binay bandala ya ko men ke je fo Gambia ata fa ko ñinul ni no ñankumul be baalu ngale ko defnel ni Gambia dun tafe neto arsalon ko sembo mawodo ko hakilo ni londo ani lanna wala wasa hansa ni wo hakile ni wo londo ni wo lannayani abeni alfal go kon lale woni ndakan tel wasale nan fansun kun kina kun nafa fiye na dan ko akko man bari latala ko kundi dumando mam mankori asoro patio mem man na folo amanke e balantale kana ba korda fanana de lolel kalo kilin na miro to ma fon sa be soto de bari molbe patio ko le be ko opposition to e fanale ni banko kanu bakele andu mesino menkan ilata wasilo lale bari kule be nyinin kanje na miro to bari wota tunale manna la UDP kam bari gosi famule yalo ne ko ta man sero be ay tangile kiskisiro ni miro beto ko ni bango mola fa ay falim ile complement ko wala mu United Democratic Party kan la lisa sin da ala ko sin kuna da bot so kamara ka fonninkel be dani dorom ka to wato man traje ali nga politiko landi kala membe kala political of identity kambulo chodi ngola kare mu ñinati nga wolandi je nga political policies and program mana ferol ni miyaro lin idealu nga wolandi tabulol kan woytandi gam banko dingol ka to ñinso be fon ben tabela den senatal be ma no sector abunda man traba man sakuna kolla e banko ñinin kamento na overwhelming majority ma fo baro man trata ko kan tapalen na kare ke lolem bang banko la fanko marar nyalem bang lanne ala karolem bang ifundi tatam baro be min hamme kan banko mul overwhelming majority adan leko imalla fa tatam la reason is na democracy so ni na democracy ni baro tatam la aboti nyala le ma fo ngata ngam pam fasilo kam pura boje barna katelu so woni sunal weken na kiloti pour na mobali fenna me yalo ko soma sinantel be to ni la gapna ngam fa so kamara ngal ten tibate ngal dey ila lon kan woni na andu jikita ko be UDP ni Gambia ko be fon ya fo nyam UDP ni Gambia na fala bakele katu abe kala mo do fana nyaabo fenotile dalilo min be laari kiskisiro ni merol to ka je ko na definitely min wolanta akata ko lampol mo manata mo be yaaje ni la taka faluna be yalo ko mon la fala fon si bampu ñoko male andu patio min fana o bo nyaton kaya wala mu dinade ko parti de so man mistake ina tena dula baraka
kala wala mu the iron lady Margaret Thatcher of UDP memo Jan Sekati ka je ko revolution atle kalama revolution lead jang atle revolution be lead jang ani parti de dame oto o muso ni be parere ni ngina Alhagie Suwareh ka je ko baro bulome a siti kafiri so woton sa fananso ay bismillah pato
ngene ni kitewe ini mambo yake kusilo His Excellency Ousainu Darboe jana ezatini masite neni Alhagie Suwareh atin anda neni wa diaspora di ko tek ci hombo syndicat wañi na duguda parce que liñ fi taaj dafa yomba tanga bi lamin mané wax mu no affaire Amadou Sané ñun li metti rek ñu dal dem sama ko nettali ma ngi fatale ko ñom Fatou Camara Nogo Ndiaye ak Fatoumata Jawara solo sam sen case model dañ amone video bi mon seetana video bi lu mu ñetti fan wana ko amna suma ko agé dama noppi joy pay ko solo sande ni adam ba fatte daga na yalla solo sande fal ko mo hetti da ndox la do ñaan door nañ ko be gena wali xom gena wali dula mu na may leen ma ndox wala fi dem minna ndox ya nga taxaw bu tey yang fa mu ayé ko ndox mu dee ak mar mu metti la ñoom fa kamal toocoo leen soo ko seetaane seeram dafa daw si loolu lañ xuus 2016 li si xew bari na jaruta nettali ñu xam nañ ko si loolu lañ taajee Adama Barrow solo sax ne ba doon génne réforme a taxaw mu génn electoral reform coalition bi mu taxawee dañ sign ci agreement bi affaire réforme pour all sectors nag security secteur yëpp waaye yàlla doog Adama Barrow defu si benn ñu baax ñu doon liggéey mu xëy benn bés génne leen ñu toog di ko seetaan 2021 gis naa élection bi ni mu demee ñu ne dañu sàcc te dañu sàcc parce que dañ leen yóbboon koor ñu daax a koor bi soo ko out of court loolu yëpp gis nañ ko loolu yëpp liggéey Adama Barrow soo ne UDP mu tiit soo ne xëcc daa ba mu dee te ñoo ko taal ma yegga Alhagie Suwareh mi la ñëw teel ak ay nitam li ngeen def li ngeen war a def la dama dee wax ne genuine Gambian politician let them come on board boo ñu ne ci Democratic Party la ñu koo jaxee génne fi Adama Barrow you can do it if you are together jërëjëf li nga def nga war a def ak ñi nga àndal mënoo nga ko bañ a def dem taxaw sa parti boppam waaye xam nga ne bon sa wéet dafa wàññeeku da ngay ñu sa wéet boole ko ci wéetu United Democratic Party ñu am heavier weight than previously xeebuñ ko jërëjëf yaa seen nit naan sa su ma taxaw fi di wax si sa affaire su ma yoon dafa daw parce que dama la xam bu baax dëkkoon seen kër sali kañi pour juróomi at postings leen jox ma ne duma fay luyaas te yaay di ma rootal ndox ma di si gërëm saa Kunda yëpp nag li nga taxaw pour organiser secteur bi nii dama si xaar suma tànk bi parce que man dama dee delloo teraanga duma Adama ñu la defoo danga koo delloo doo ko fàtte jërëjëf Sakho waaye ni nga war a mel Sakho Kunda ak góor lañ diit batiku dañoo defar salike ña xam naa ko salike ña foog na tag ci banta ba la xama tag jëkk bu rëy la te Sakho Kunda desu si gannaaw kon ni nga def ni danga ko war a def nit ki ni war a def su ko defee dañ ko ne jërëjëf am na ñoo xam ne ñu war a def te defuñ ko bon ñooñu kenn du leen gërëm bu la gërëm bee sant taxawaay dëgër na yal na ko yaa dëgër li ma wax ne mooy ñoo nga United Democratic Party laa mi maa ne wax na ko fi sax mu ne xëcc daa ba dafa ne ku ñëw tey ak ku fi nekk 1996 ñëpp a em daan amul United Democratic Party dan bu ñëw dinañ la teral ba soo saaganul sax nga raw ña nga fa fekk su ko defee su fekkee ne amuloo xel nga ne yow la fekk du yow ñu bara ñëw nañu ñu teg leen place boo xam ne pour teral leen rek dañu toog waaye ñoom dañ ñëw ne ñoom la waaye fekk du ñoom moo waral lii am waaye yow nag ni ma la gisee nii xam naa ne tuuti xam naa ne doo boobu façon nit liggéey nga fi fekk nag pour wàccee nguur neexut ak lu nguur bon pour wàcce ko neexut dana ko wàcce tekkandiga ñu unite def suñ bopp ñu ñëpp bokk benn xalaat benn jubluwaay on the 5th December ñu ñëw ñu bokk saani carte génne fi Adama Barrow nañ leen génn ñu carte ñi amul carte mun nañu am soxla men fee nga am ébré ku nekk na nga seet sa carte su réeree nga def nga am replacement ñi nga xam ne 18 years lañ am ren nañ dem uti voters card dama dee wax toujours ne UDP am nañ mbooloo waaye mbooloo mi nañ ko ëlbate ko mu nekk voters card ñu vote xëcc daa ko dem State House coono bi yàgg na ne andis ba léegi ñu ñëpp sonn nañ waaye moo ñu gën a sonn ñu ñëpp sonn nañ ñàkk nañ waaye liñ si ñàkk ñun ñàkkuñ ko si liñ si daj ñu nit dajuñ ko si bon lu tax ñu war koo bàyyi wéetal ko nañ leen bañ loolu dinañ def lu nekk nag pour UDP ñëw nekk am government waaye maa ngi other political parties let them come and join United Democratic Party so that we can have an alliance. UDP-led alliance. We are the majority party in this country. Munu wax ñaka fayda jël parti bu ndaw di ko jiital di bàyyi suñ parti leader. We've already nominated a flag bearer. Kon ñu am flag bearer ba pare ñu ne benn flag bearer. Beneen parti si ñu fi waaye taanagul flag bearer. Leen waxante dëgg 2016 dafa metti woon dañ amoon benn rallye ñu xam Alhagie Darboe nekk ñu tuddee ko fam bundu mooy suñ force rallye bi suñ gaa yi biñ téye suñ gaa yi force rallye bundu lañ ko defee ñu tuddee ko fam bundu sa rallye boobu dañ defoon statement boo xam ne dañ ooloon all political parties ñu ñëw join United Democratic Party ñu am coalition so United Democratic Party yaaga nañoo pare pour ànd ak yeneen political parties si pour génne suñu woo ñu ngi oote waat pour political parties yi na ngeen ñëw ñu négocier jiite Alhagie Darboe ngeen topp si gannaawam si kàttanu Yàlla subhanahu wa taala ñu génne fi Adama Barrow suñ ko fi génne mu toog wantam fentin dëkk bi dinañ dëkk bi ni mel yëpp a yàqu surtout ñun jigéen ñi nag duma koy bugg a wax sax parce que gis ngeen ñi am doom gis ngeen lopitaan xale boo ko démb rek la lakkat Adama Barrow mu ne dafa li saxaar Banjul waaye li saxaaram bi nag ñun waa Banjul ne jàppul parce que ñun sax-saxi Banjul lañ sax-saxi Banjul lañ am kenn maam Banjul li saxaaram bi dem Adama Barrow rabi Banjul meeta la tudd jigéen la meeta ma wax la ko te meeta xeex naa yow lakka lopitaan bi pour woon la ne li honorable ba wax dëgg la honorable ba lu mu sa wax dëgg la ma di ko gërëm di ko sant parce que ñun moom rek lañ am asan MP si Banjul the whole city waaye toogul nag am nañ Tuma Njaay kon naa ñoom ñetta la waaye soo gisee ma ne moom benn la si parti bi laa wax United Democratic Party moom moo doxal South di doxal Centre on behalf of United Democratic Party ma sis opportunité bi di gërëm ko et ba loolu mu sa wax dëgg la jërëjëf Yàlla àttina la Adama Barrow lopitaan ba lakka na waaye maa ngi dégg ne lopitaan ba ay documents moo lakka issues lakkoon nañ ko lakkaati nañ lopitaan ne xale yi waaye dama ne Adama li nga bañ dina am de soo fi génn dina investigate de
My papa did not investigate.
sa papa ne dina investigate waaye ñu nag duñ ko nangu may gërëm ñeen nag Amadou Sane jërëjëf Amadou Sane dinaa la gërëm saa yi ma dama ko fàtte ko Amadou la nga bëggoon flag bearer taxaw di contest sa Alhagie Darboe ak Bodi Touré Yàlla mi dogal amuloo waaye danga ko fàtte jiite sa mbokk jërëjëf ñun xam nañ ne UDP nga gis suloo kenn moo tax nga def loolu moo Darboe jërëjëf dama ne ñun man Saalum laa si bàyyi ñun Saalum dañ ne soo takkee soo foree kelli urus kella bu urus seen néeg ndey nga ko yóbbu pour ñu am alal waaye soo takkee xar seen néeg bàyyi laa dugg moo Darboe jërëjëf may gërëm Darboe Kunda famille yëpp nag parce que mënoon naa bañ a nekk jërë leen jëf Alhagie Darboe maa ngi laa ñaanal te coono bi yal na ko Yàlla emele ren ma ñaanal UDP coono bi yal na ko Yàlla emele ren coono bi métti na te yàgg na waaye on est 8 décembre incha allah ba si samedi laa tombé yéen ne wii United Democratic Party jërë leen jëf
organizing secretary, Baraka, and being the moderator also. Masaka can deputy appreciate AGM Saka and all other National Executive Committee members will be gentle. Boy say they can, and the diaspora community will be Maber in gentle. Of course, among the diaspora community, among the family members, AGM na brother, Dr. Darboe, Al-Kafkatam, Nakali and of course, Nasuti Ofang, Baba, Numukunda Darboe, Dinding, and Mijantale, appreciate. And to say, Fat Camera, Yakilin Mesute, Musol Kono, Kafkalan Kering me Al Kafta, Kaf Barakama, Jikitafo, Be Conton, Lataro, Afo Kono, Tata Nyatu Kol Konajanto, Jikola Wote, Musolo, Hotel Fem Muta, Anaka Lunkolo, Nakabako Kajet, Surtu Kukendo. We appreciate Nella presence, appreciate, and welcome. Kada Alhagie Suwareh with the rest of the team. I'll be similar. Ari koku sababu bala. So, ni soro fai, yom kayoma, yobedulale to, yo. Yamang saho. The National Organizing Secretary is not What Jangla. National Organizing Secretary Mayalam Kafika, Abebulala, Presidential Aspirants no normal. They kachandi, they convinced. The President's aspirations no Puru ya Jolong, Yanaka UDP lema, Haklo Mambo, Amira, a floated telela. So, I also recommend a catalyst lady, magnetic lady. This will not be the only occasion. It will be more magnetized than UDP. Congratulations. And I prove to the world, the UDP, Poison may left as organizing secretary, you deserve it. Selfless service to the party. And many party ideals, ideas, policies, programs, philosophy, you promote, you more Londian. So you Sunday, you Kafunang, UDP. So, Lamini Afan Kongamunka, when you mock to another UDP. Maybe 1996. Ajam Saka deputy party leader na kanya tajela. Ayat misal Muslim ajinola. Yes, yemen fananketen. Misal Muslim ajinola. Mafo ko memman ka UDP te mukafirol te mo for de. But political conversion. Onin dino ma wa manka ke mare manki dina dunke te manka kile. But kamo convert na from another political party to UDP and be a misal killing law. So, Elado Koning appreciate, and we thank you for it. And we want to urge you the 10 months meant to the 10 months, 4 days, because the 5th day will be the election day. In 10 days, 10 months meant to the we will have many more conversions to United Democratic Party. Not for the love of UDP, but for the love of the country. 2026 is not a year to love or to hate UDP. It is a year to love Gambia. Anyway, Malalan Kafako, you cookie, or step. Malalan Kafako, in Gambia la favor. We are really being a disservice to the Gambia. ado alakanan do bula o monko on the 11th of December government SO and we decided to speak on our platform Mr. Sawaya of course, and from there long na indication settle like thinking Benjamin, like direction Benjamin. And today we are seeing the ultimate declaration of your intentions. You are welcome to UDP. You are welcome to UDP. I'm known for Lanyan Bukoto. I'm happy to have Kongalare Fanajijanto, the chairman of our policy committee. Okay? That I'm sure this will be a very valuable addition to some of your thoughts. Just browsing through it, I see something on animal husbandry. I see something on fisheries. I see something on poultry. I see something on rice processing. I see something on education, how we should go. The impact of agriculture on the various sectors, I see them there. So a great deal of thought must have gone into this. And I believe that to make them into together with what we have in our 5-point agenda, in our little yellow book, will really be the platform Gambia take over Kladami. But we can have all these good ideas, the solutions thought out in print, but implementation or the realization of those thoughts, implementation of the methods can only follow a victory at the polls. Right. These ideas, as an opposition party, you may not be able to implement them. Governments may be able to take ideas from it and use them. But for you as a party, as a party, you have to be in charge of the affairs of the state, and then you have the control. It's your ideas. So what I think is the first step to come to give us support to UDP. That is a gigantic step towards realization of these objectives. And be any opportunity to political condition, UDP, there cannot be a successful or viable coalition without UDP. If you accept that reality, please let us forget about our individual parties. Let us come together. Because, to be quite candid, UDP is the only, but so far, for the time being, it is the only credible vehicle. There can be a change of government in this country. And when you have a change of government, then you change the systems. And the changing of those systems is manifested in our 5-point agenda, is manifested in our program of the Gambia you want. I think we already have paper 1 and paper 2. I believe so. Yeah. That is how we look at the way and it cannot just be by talk. We cannot say at 2026 election we are going to win it unless we take concrete steps. Now, a first nil came. Maybe in the next few weeks in this room or probably at the bureau, we'll have a meeting of this nature, similar to this nature. People also have political aspirations, are putting aside that aspiration and coming to join UDP for the love of the country, not because they want Mr. Darboe to be president of this country. If Mr. Darboe is to become president of this country, that is just secondary. But the primary objective is to make sure Kafkona Bankoni Nabondi. Bankoni Nabondi, UDP leading. And when I say probably Mr. Darboe as the president is secondary, second objective is knowing the transient nature of human being. Alors, 2 days ago, namoy le dol ba fanka kan ayo dole afar kan arrahman surat arrahman kono babada man kulisi fani. So, wo heavy panikavako, no man lives here permanently. Before December 2025, Mandwala, Momo Mandwala, UDP kono ngolena Momo Manjal. When company left the Momo Mandwala. But 5th of December, others I can look up for the Tarlajan. But UDP the Tarlajan. But UDP the Tarlajan, UDP, the Bina Mokutan Tanakavako, Ninevekala, a substitute flag bearer, Mr. Darboe, Anaya Notla. Mandwala. Well, the sub-Sadabo, the president, is second, but the UDP to lead is the primary objective. And that is what we all believe in. So, Mr. Suwareh, welcome. Now, Dokoning, Alina Dengala, Nakanganya Kilindi, their son, week before last, Ndomado, Ramo, said the Fata Job, Ikava Kurudi, Kamavaka Holie ho. Belebe nala na ho holy ho na sala ni ngasamba na ni be kiparola tankaram asala yoga chama mobe le kari nyanta dati la ka mobe ke la mutat la ke ya fenga ya holy ho ya senende tankaram ni ya lo bunkan bole kala gambia ni be den be na muta na bonde abe na bonde. The ones that could better for us sort like that. But Nimunko, power sharing, the primary objective, or a command of Nimbankola, what light and balance. And we think Kavako, what Pala say we basel to a coalition. It's not fair to the Gambian people. I think that's what the Gambian people is, a Banco Bondi. No, in Yanka Mason like Ale had them in a yaso. The United Democratic Party will remain open to a united front of whatever description, whether you call it alliance, whether you call it coalition, whatever, but let it be a united front. We are open to it. And we say we are open to it on principles. Now the whole world over, major party win, like a leading care, and anybody wanting to deny the United Democratic Party that you want to delegitimize our position. And we are not legitimizing our position, we cannot do it. Here of appeals, Kavako, in the nation's interest, yes, everything must be done in the nation's interest. 1996, World Cup in the nation's interest. I didn't hear any of them. 1996, up to April 2016, I didn't hear them. With the greatest respect, a gentleman I respect for his principle, Khalifa Sallah, he stood for Gambia. And Alamono. If those people talk for national interest, I can have some understanding. But post that, post 2016 politicians telling me in the interest of the country, let us do this, I say, where are you? In 1996, in 1996, most of those people no longer party or lobby. They view me as the greatest patriot in this country. That I sacrificed everything. That I'm the great nationalist. Why today should we be part of people who are pursuing selfish interest, selfish personal interest. But in 1996, I never pursued a selfish personal interest. Took the risk of facing a dictatorship. Put my life at risk. Put the life of my family at risk. My father, even the neighbor contribute, can toss a fair. Why I did that state of fear? But we openly defied the dictatorship. We openly said that we cannot have this type of government here. World appointments or international appointment, which I declined. International appointment, which I declined. To stay here in this country. To make sure, Kavako, we have a system of government that serves the best interest of the people of this country.
that we have in place mechanisms that will protect our resources, that we have in offices men of integrity, men who think of the Gambia, men who come up policies, men for Bankola Tank Mafia Batankanla, and that is why Ahmad Sane, during his tenure as Minister of Finance, inflation was reducing, waste was cutting it, wastage had cut bit. To the extent that to the extent that he's denying people Jews. He was not denying people not being Jews, but he was trying to protect the state resources and have it applied to the needs of the Gambian people. I say to all the people, look, I have always put the interest of this country before any other thing. That is why in 1996, when all of you decided not to go against Germany, I decided to go against you. That is why in 1996, when all of you, or probably some of you, were just abroad and writing in the papers, not on the ground, I stood here in Fitzgerald Street, condemned condemned Germany's corruption. Kamakodota from Taiwan, $5 million stacked away in Switzerland. I condemned it. I said we must follow it up, and I produced credible evidence about it. The crude oil saga, telling our Fankajan. And above all, the NIA was our perpetual abode. UDP, that was our perpetual abode. We did that for the interest of this country, and we continue to do so for the interest of the country. We are not going to, we are willing to have a united front, but we are not going to listen to those people who are not here and talking about, putting this nation's interests first. What have we been doing in the past? And this is a political season, and from that, more for it. Yeah, but I think we will come to be an electoral candidate and go on this son. It just shows the lack of principles in politics. And I'm a Disraeli disciple. Former Prime Minister of UK, Benjamin Disraeli, and he was the first Jewish Prime Minister of UK. So men must stand or fall by their principles. I'm going to continue to stand or fall by my principles, because the United Democratic Party are founded on principles, and principles have been guiding us all throughout. So some of these gaseous talk, we'll hear them, but certainly we will not be bothered by them. We've seen people who have sacrificed for this country. We've seen them. We may not be in the same party with them, but those people we appreciate. When those people talk of national interest, we sit, we listen, even though we may disagree with them, but we listen to them. But those who only talk of national interest, because this is the time they feel that they can come on, them we say, no, we are not listening to you. And I want also to say, really, all over, Dunia Bekono, Pati Balu, Walaka coalitions will lead. And I must say categorically, no Kavoko will go for a convention, not a Democratic Party, we are not going for a convention. I have had that experience with NAI when we came to the nomination of flag bearer. But you later welcome and denied us. The biggest party denied us the flag bearership. Let me withdraw so that Al-Damalu, you can have an opportunity to do amongst yourself what you wanted to do. And we are not going to get into that situation, get to a convention level, and say we are not going to do that. We make it quite categorically clear here that no left a kafulama, Bukaralna, Banko bonde. But Mola and Kafka really, I don't make a femfenti. or for just to sit at the table in order to get a position. No, maybe there are not people that want to talk to us. Coalitions must not be formed just because you want to share powers. Coalitions may be formed in principles, in programs. System aboli change. Like what we are complaining about, attestations. What we are complaining about, the inability of the Independent Electoral Commission to investigate a claimant. Whatever document you produce, you investigate and come to a rightful conclusion that these are things that we want to have in our laws. And this, that is not only that, but we also want to have a constitution for this country that serves all. The diaspora, the biggest contributor, that constituency, it contributes a lot to the economy of this country. Boko within the families is unrivaled. If your constitution donates to the president power to nominate 5 people, why don't you do away with that clause and create 5 new constituencies in diaspora, so that diaspora representation, you can have diaspora representation in the National Assembly. And this is what we are thinking about, United Democratic. We want the diaspora to be represented in the National Assembly, so that President has power to appoint 5 nominated members. No, do away with that. For 5 nominated members, give it to the diaspora, and then it will be a matter of national discourse for me to see how you allocate that, what constituencies are you going to have in the diaspora for that. Why do you have really competent who their only form of crime is to have dual citizenship? I'm sure there are many Gambians they would like to have dual citizenship if they have the opportunity, either British or American or any others. They will have this. Why should they be deprived the opportunity to serve their person, their country in a ministerial capacity? Quite competent people, capable economists, capable people who can doctors, professionals. Why? And this we think must be addressed. That the constitution that United Democratic Party would want to present to this country is that a Gambian, whether you have only a single nationality or you have even triple nationality, it doesn't matter. You should be able to hold ministerial positions in this country once you are capable. And of course, we must also introduce a system that when it comes to appointments of certain positions, political consideration should not be brought in. It should be based purely on expertise. Purely on expertise. Whether the person belongs to the same party with you, for so long as the person has the expertise and is willing to work in the government, I think they should be given those opportunities. So, but Mr. Suwareh, many ideas were made. And that is why we welcome you. And I want you, go after them. But Adama Baltema, Atenoma, Oromokono, Bunakono, Bambay Tandila, Yena, the Bankoni, Nafundine. Allah Barakabakel, Assalamu alaikum.
It's not only meant for my people and UDP, but it's meant for the whole Gambia. And I believe, inshallah, it's going to be a campaign for everybody in the Gambia.
Thank you.